Okay, we're back. It's been a couple months because Sherco Canada does not like the stock parts. Their supply chain sucks. So I had to order a bunch of stuff out of the US and the UK. First thing I'm going to do is take care of the timing issue. I'm going to go ahead and pop this flywheel off. This thing's pretty filthy, so I think I'm going to take it off and give it a cleaning. Alright, so this may be tricky to see. There's a little line here. It lines up just with the end of this bit of casting here. So that's our reference point for when we put this thing back together. These are 4mm. There's 3 of them. The holes are slotted, so you can easily rotate this assembly. Okay. This is pretty filthy. Sounds like some silicone in there for some reason. I'm gonna get this thing cleaned up and be back. Okay, so I've got some things cleaned up. Upon inspection, this bolt here was missing. So I grabbed one out of the parts bin, installing that now. Okay, so there's a reference mark before. There's the boss we have to line up with. Okay, so this is in place. These are left just loose enough that I can adjust the timing. Okay, so now this is installed. The flywheel's all cleaned up. This is cleaned up. what we have to do now is move this clockwise or counterclockwise to retard the timing a couple of degrees. So if you remember, the reason that gear broke was this was kicking back on me when I was starting it. If you're ever unsure of which direction an engine rotates, you can obviously look it up online, but in most cases a flywheel will have an arrow that'll tell you the direction of rotation. In this case, this engine from this side rotates counterclockwise. So we need to retard the timing slightly, which means I'm going to move this counterclockwise as well. That will move the sensor, and that will move the pickup for the timing slightly less advanced. Okay, so I have retarded the timing a little bit, but I want to get this as close to factory timing as I can get it. This engine had no marks on it. Okay, normally an engine has top dead center indicator here on the case. It's going to line up with the mark on the flywheel when the engine is at top dead center. This is for reference points when setting timing. This engine does not have any marks on the case here for some reason. So what I've done, I've installed a dial indicator into the spark plug hole. Now I don't have the proper adapter to have it go in there. They do make adapters for finding top dead center specifically that work with a dial indicator. What I've done is I've wrapped the body of the dial indicator with electrical tape until it fits in the hole snugly and does not move around. This is going to get me close enough for my purposes here. Alright, so you can see the indicator on the flywheel. If you look at the dial indicator, as I rotate this through, the dial indicator keeps climbing. It hits a dead spot. I'm able to rotate this a couple of degrees. And that's as the connecting rod transitions from side to side. So what I've done is I've rotated the engine counterclockwise till that dial indicator stops moving. Back it up a couple times, go back, try and find the exact spot that it no longer moves as you rotate the engine. If you look down here, you can see I've put a tiny mark right here. So there I know I'm at top dead center with the piston. Now, as you can see, you do have a flat spot through a couple of degrees of rotation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate it through, and as soon as I see that dial indicator coming down again, I'm going to put another mark. So, back to here. Right there. So if you look down here, you can see another mark lined up exactly with this. So top dead center is going to be dead center between those two marks. This is the best that I can get this at the moment. I don't have any better tooling, but this is how you would set something like this up. Okay, so timing's been retarded a bit. Flywheel's back on. Nuts installed. We're going to leave this side alone for now. I'm going to leave the cover off because I may have to make some adjustments in here once I have this thing back together and running.